All right, buddy, tonight we're going to talk about the story of Jonah. So Jonah was a man, and there was this place called Nineveh. And God told him, I want you to go there. But Jonah didn't like Nineveh, so he looked at God, and he said, nope, and turned around and ran as fast as he could away from the Lord.
Was God chasing Jonah?
Yeah, kinda, because Jonah wasn't doing what he asked him to do. So what happened was Jonah was running, and he found a ship. And so he gets on the ship and starts sailing away, getting as far and as fast away from God as he possibly could. But as soon as he got on that ship, this huge storm comes up. Rain is crashing down. Waves are knocking into the boat. The whole ship is being tossed around like a cork in the ocean. And all the sailors are terrified. And guess where Jonah is?
Where?
He was down below deck, snuggled up in his bedroom with his blankie, fast asleep.
That's funny.
Yeah. And so the captain goes down there looking for him, and he finds him, and he's fast asleep and says, are you kidding me? How can you be asleep right now? The ship's going down. So he grabs him, and he says, Jonah, you need to get on your knees right now and pray to your God, and maybe he'll save us from this storm. So Jonah gets out, he gets on his knees, and he starts begging God. And after he does that, he and all the sailors get together and they cast lots to figure out if one of them is the reason that this storm is chasing after them so hard.
Cast lots? What is that?
Yeah, it's kind of like rolling dice or drawing the shortest straw or like rock, paper, scissors to figure out who's it. And they found out that Jonah was it. He was the reason for the storm. So the sailors start freaking out. And they say, oh my gosh, what have you done? Who are you? And he tells them, he says, I'm a Hebrew, and my God is the Most High God. He's the one that created the earth. He's the one that created the seas and the heavens. He did all that. So then the sailors start freaking out even more because they realize that that God that is the one that's mad at Jonah, he's the only God that matters. He's the most powerful God of all. And Jonah says, there's nothing else you can do. My God can't be stopped. You're going to have to throw me overboard.
What?
I know, right? It's crazy. But he says that's the only way they can get God to stop the storm. So they grab Jonah and they chunk him overboard.
Whoa.
I know. So Jonah is sitting there floating in the ocean, thinking that he's about to die, but the storm's gone, and all of a sudden this huge whale, or maybe like a giant fish, but if it's not a whale, I don't know, some giant thing that lives in the ocean comes and swallows Jonah up completely.
Gross.
It is gross. So Jonah is sitting in there in the gross, disgusting fish's belly for 3 whole days. But he's still alive. So all he does for 3 days is pray, God, get me out of here. So after 3 days, the fish comes up to the shore and vomits him out, all covered in goo right on the shore right there.
Gross.
It's very gross. It's disgusting. But you know what? When he hit that ground, God comes back to him and says, Jonah, I've got something for you to do. I still need you to go to Nineveh, even though you don't want to go. And guess what Jonah did this time?
I hope he goes.
Yeah, this time he goes. He goes straight to Nineveh. And he tells everybody there that in 40 days, everything they know is going to be destroyed unless they repent and they stop eating and they put on sackcloth and ask for forgiveness.
What?
Sackcloth. Yeah, it's like really bad clothes, like rags, just stuff you don't want to wear. It's a way for them to say, man, I am really sorry. I am so low, and I don't want to ever sin again. And so they all did that, and they all fasted, and they stopped eating. Even the animals stopped eating for 40 days.
Even animals?
Even animals, yep. And when God saw everything that they were doing in Nineveh, he had great compassion on them. They had changed their sins, and he forgave them.
God is so nice.
He is. But Jonah started having himself a little pity party because he didn't think God should have had compassion on them. And he even tells God that's why he didn't want to go there to begin with, because he knew God was so good that he would have compassion on them and he would forgive them.
Jonah is not being very nice. God forgave him.
Exactly. We need to forgive others because God forgave us. Are there any other lessons you think we learned from this story?
Well, if you decide to run from God, don't get on a boat.
You got that right.